On this episode of the Carolina Sports Guy, we're going to dive in, folks, and look at college football and the Carolinas bowl season. So we're not going to be talking about Duke, and we're not going to be talking about the Charlotte 49ers, but every other major FBS college football school in both North and South Carolina will be playing in a bowl game. Before we get into today's video, make sure that you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos like this. Pound that like button. And by all means, folks, leave me some comments. I love the dialogue. Well, folks, it's been a very successful season for the most part for a lot of these schools in the Carolina. You know, if you win half of your games, and my God, I wish that Charlotte could have gotten one more. Maybe they got in a game. I think I read somewhere where it was 1 to 3 schools that did not get a bowl bid. I know one was in the MAC. I know Louisiana Monroe in the Sun Belt didn't get a bid, and I think they were like at 6-6. Southern Miss didn't get a bowl bid, and they were 6-5, which is a little surprising, being that they're still in Conference USA. But everybody else that had a 500 or better record did get a bowl bid. So if Charlotte maybe could have won another game, and maybe they would have been extended an invite. Of course, Duke really needed a few more wins to have gotten one. Well, the first bowl game we're going to come across is December 17th, so it's coming up. It's the Tail Greeter Cure Bowl. I think it used to be just a Cure Bowl. But it's Northern Illinois from the MAC, and they're going to be playing Coastal Carolina. And I think Northern Illinois is the winner of the MAC conference. So it's going to be a very good game. But I just think Coastal Carolina and the explosive nature of that team this year, they're going to beat Northern Illinois. And I've got a 31-20 Coastal Carolina victory. They've had a very good year this year, folks. I know they had the one upset, I think it was against Georgia Southern or it was Georgia State. It was one of the Georgia schools in their conference. And, of course, Appalachian State barely beat them. But other than that, they've been on point this year. December 27th is the Military Bowl. And East Carolina, the American, is in this bowl. It's been 7 years since they've been in a bowl. And they've been in this bowl before. I think they played Maryland from the ACC. Well, this time they're matched up against Boston College. Now, I know Boston College is one of those mid-level to upper level, I'd say between mid and upper schools in the ACC. East Carolina's going to have their hands full. I've got to pick my alma mater in this game. Even though part of my brain tells me Boston College will win, I've got to think East Carolina can muster them a bowl win and maybe turn this thing around, and Coach Mike Houston can get them going to a bowl game every year and just building that program back up. But I'm picking East Carolina to beat Boston College in this game on December 27th, 24-20. The very next day, December 28th, we got the San Diego County Credit Union, used to be known as the Holiday Bowl. Very, very good bowl game. I even remember as a kid back in the late 70s, a Holiday Bowl, because BYU used to go all the time. But we got UCLA matched up against NC State. UCLA is not a bad team coming out of the Pac-12, but NC State's had a good year. And I'm going to give NC State the nod in this game, 31-24, to wrap up a pretty successful season for the Wolfpack. Very next day after that, December 29th, we're playing the Cheezit Bowl. That sounds like a good bowl to eat out of, don't it? But we got Clemson out of the ACC, and even though they've had a down year, they're still good enough to win. And they're going to be playing Iowa State. And Iowa State, remember, they were in the top 10 beginning of the year. They had a pretty good year. So this is going to be a closer game than what people think. Iowa State's got a good program. Clemson's a little weaker than normal, but I'm still going to choose Clemson for the win, 26-21 in this bowl game. Right next day after that, a bowl game in Charlotte, folks. Very important game for the state of North Carolina. It's the Duke's Mayo Bowl, and I do love some mayo, folks, from Duke's. That's the best mayonnaise there is, by the way. A little plug there. But we've got University of North Carolina, the Tar Heels, facing off against South Carolina. Now, the Tar Heels probably have far more talent and have a pretty good team. But South Carolina, as the season went on, really started turning around under Sean Beamer. And I know the Tar Heels probably have more talent than South Carolina. I'm picking South Carolina in the upset to finish the season. I'm thinking South Carolina's going to beat North Carolina 28-27 in Charlotte. The day after that, we go to the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. Very big bowl. And we've got Wake Forest. Had a very successful year, folks, finishing at 10-3. Of course, you know, they dropped 2 of their last 3 games. But Wake Forest has got to go up against Texas A&M. And remember, Texas A&M is the one school to beat Alabama. And I really want Wake to win this game. I think it's very important for them to get a bowl win. But I just think Texas A&M coming at SEC is going to be a little bit stronger. And I got Texas A&M being Wake Forest 32-28. And I did leave a bowl game out. I should have put it in the middle here. But after the Coastal Carolina game on December 17th, we've got December 18th, the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. And that's in Louisiana. Or Boca Raton, it might be Florida. But anyway, it's pitting the Conference USA's Western Kentucky versus Appalachian State out of the Sun Belt. A lot of rumors here that Western Kentucky was trying to get in the Sun Belt. They probably would have went. Sun Belt really kind of punished them because they left them to go to Conference USA. They decided to stick around. At one time, they were looking at going to the MAC. But Western Kentucky got a little high-powered offense at times. But I just think Appalachian State, man, they've dropped 2 games this year all year. They lost 2-point decision to Miami, a game they almost won. And then they got shellacked against Louisiana, at Louisiana. And I forgot to mention they did lose 3 times because they played Louisiana Lafayette in the championship game for the Sun Belt, and they got beaten pretty good once again. So other than not matching up against Louisiana Lafayette, Appalachian State's done pretty good. But I'm picking Appalachian State to beat Western Kentucky 20-16 in this game down in Florida. Okay, folks, what do you think? Who do you have winning the bowl game? Who do you think should have the most successful bowl game? I'm really looking here, and my big upset's going to be East Carolina beating Boston College. And I think an interesting game to really take account for is that Duke's Mayo Bowl game in Charlotte, because you're going to have the Tar Heel faithful going in against the Gamecock faithful. Should be some pretty good attendance in that game. Leave me some comments. I love the dialogue. Pound that like button. Make sure you hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos like these. And by all means, folks, subscribe. Help Uncle Chucky out. It doesn't cost anything. We'll see you next time on another episode of Carolina Sports Guy.